Hey Willie, how's it going?
Not much, just working on the next Embroidery Hub.
Speaking of Embroidery Hub, the team and I have been talking. We haven't really acknowledged your graduation from tech training a while ago. You know, you've been working so hard on the Embroidery Hub, the training of our customers, everything that you do here. We just want to present you with a little reward.
Really? Is it an MT1501?
No.
MT1502?
No.
EM1010?
Willie, on behalf of everyone here at Ricoma, I am proud to present you the Ricoma University Graduation Diploma.
What? Oh my God.
You deserve it, bud.
Oh my God, dude. I want to thank everyone, but most importantly, I want to thank Ricoma for this opportunity. Think beyond.
Willie. Willie.
I gotta run, I'll be right back. I have an idea. What's up, happy people? Welcome back to another episode of Embroidery Hub. I bet you guys guessed exactly what I'll be teaching you today, which is how to decorate graduation caps. Now, I'm sure you've seen this before, but over the years, students have been getting more and more creative with their cap decorations. Well, today, I'm not only going to show you how to embroider graduation caps, I'm also going to show you how to print on them too. And that's by using our newest LuminRIP 200 white toner transfer printer and a heat press. To check out our latest and greatest printer, visit us at ricoma.com, which I've linked it in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys, so these are the things we're gonna need for this project. First and foremost, we have our LuminRIP 200, which is a white toner transfer printer, and this is our newest white toner transfer printer. So go ahead and check this out in the link in the description below after you watch this video. And on this side, we have our Iconics heat press, which comes in a bundle with your white toner transfer printer. And we're also going to be using our Ricoma TC model, which is our embroidery machine, which we're gonna be personalizing the back of the cap. And these are the materials we're gonna be using for this project. We have our transfer paper, we have our adhesive paper, we have our hat, and we have some scissors. All right, so what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna get a nice printed design around the border of this cap, and we're going to be embroidering the back of it. Now, there are a couple of challenges, like for example, not burning or not curing the design more than once on each side, and also how to hoop this properly so that the embroidery comes out nice and smooth, because we have a stretchy back area here. And how we're gonna be doing this is by using our white toner transfer printer to print out the border. And then we're gonna be using our embroidery machine to embroider the back side of this hat. For those of you that don't know, a white toner transfer printer has three different printing options. It has overprint, underprint, and CMYK, which is your regular standard printing. So essentially, you could use this for any garments like cotton or polyester, any colors of any of those garments, and plenty more. But not only that, you're able to do stickers, you're able to do ceramic printing, you're able to do all that, and on top of that, you're able to do regular office printing. So today, I'm going to be using the overprint process, which basically what it does is that it gets the white to be on top and the image needs to be mirrored. So once we place it on the hat or on our shirt or on the garment, the colors stand out because the white is in the back. And if you haven't noticed, we are using a black garment. So this is perfect for this project. Now, I'm not sure exactly what fabric this is, but it's definitely not cotton and it's definitely not polyester. So that doesn't really matter because this will print on anything. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is that I'm going to get my transfer paper and I'm going to put it in our tray. When I'm doing this, I wanna make sure that the glossy part is going to be facing down and the matte looking side is gonna be facing up because the print is actually gonna be on the matte side. Now what we're gonna do is first get our design and drag it over to our software, which is LuminRIP, and then we're going to go ahead and print it. But before I do that, I probably wanna do some changes to the design, maybe on the color. And let's go ahead and just do that now. Let's go over to our design here, grab it and drag it over and drop it. So as you can see, the design, it's really big compared to our page, which is that square you see on the top. So what I'm going to do is resize it to the hat. Resizing it to 1 inch on the width and 7 inches on the height. It's ideal for this hat. So let's go ahead and do that. Very simple. We're just gonna go over here. And as you can see, mine is in millimeters. So let me go ahead and make it easy on myself, just changing it over. So I'm going to right click over on this spot and change it over to inches. Now it's gonna be easier on myself. So now on the width, let's go over and make it 1. So I'm going to unlock my aspect ratio. So I'm able to make the width 1 inch and the height 7 inches. And here we have it. Just gonna drag it over. Let's go over and do some color adjusting. So I'm gonna go to color adjust and I'm going to bump up the black because I really want this gold color to stand out. Let's go over to maybe a 25. Maybe add some saturation so we can get that bright yellow color in there. And let me disable our ink removal and the transparency here. So the reason why I'm disabling the ink removal is because this design, it already has ink removed, which is inside of the design as a PNG. Some designs I would suggest to enable those, but for this one in particular, we don't need it. Now the reason why I'm doing all these adjustments to just this one design and not all 4 is because if I copy and paste it, it's basically going to copy and paste all these options. I don't want to do one by one, it's just a waste of time. Just do it from the beginning, copy and paste, and it'll basically transfer over to the other ones. So now I'm just going to press the OK button and now I can copy and paste. So copy and paste, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and we have 4. Now the main reason why I want 4 is because I'm going to be putting 1 on each side. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and press the print button. All right guys, so now that we have our design printed out, I'm gonna grab it and I'm going to keep the matte side up and I'm going to use my adhesive sheet. I'm going to be placing them together, one on top of the other. I need to make sure that the adhesive part, it's actually going to be on top of the design. If not, it won't grab the adhesive. All right, so now I'm going to get my adhesive sheets and put it on top of the transfer paper. And the last thing I'm going to do, just to make it easier on myself, is to bend this corner or any corner so that when I'm peeling it, it's gonna be easier on myself to peel it off. All right, so now we've done this, we're going to put it with the adhesive sheet facing up so that the heating element could be on top of it, right? And I'm going to put it in our heat press. So before I bring down my heat press, I'm going to use a Teflon sheet so that the heat could be distributed all around the heating element. So I have one down here and it looks like this. Just gonna put it right on top. So I have my heat press set to 310 degrees Fahrenheit and I also have it set to 120 seconds. All right, let's take this Teflon sheet out and without wasting any time, let's bring this over here and let's peel it. Now when you're peeling it, just make sure you're constantly peeling it off and there you go. Okay, good. All right, so now that we have our adhesive already onto the design, let's go ahead and cut it up. This is pretty basic. I'm just cutting it in strips. All right, so I'm basically just going to cut it as close as I possibly can, just for when I put it on the cap, I want to make sure that I align it as much as possible. All right, so now we're pretty much ready to put it on our cap. So let's go ahead and take off the tassel and we're gonna go ahead and place the cap right on top. Now, obviously you have this pin here that's not gonna let you put it in all the way. So we're gonna have to do one side at a time, okay? So placement is very important in this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and change our time to 30 seconds at the same temperature. Let's press the set button and now we can continue. All right, so let's go ahead and put it down right on the edge. So let's get our design. We basically just have to make sure we're aligned as much as possible. So I would say maybe around here, an inch and an inch apart. And let's get our Teflon sheet and put it right on the top. Bring our heat press down. And now we're gonna wait just 30 seconds Once it's done, we're going to open our heat press and wait till the design cools off. Because if not, you could peel the design with the transfer sheet. Okay, bring it up. And now we're just gonna let it cool for like maybe another 30 seconds. So since we're waiting, I wanted to remind you guys what's the difference between the peeling off the adhesive to the peeling off on the actual garment. Now, peeling it off from the adhesive, that's a hot peel, meaning as soon as the heat press opens, you have to go in there and peel it off. And when you're peeling it off from the garment, it is a cold peel. So make sure that you tap on it to make sure it's cold enough, and then you can peel it off. And now we're gonna go ahead and repeat the same process for the other 3 sides. When you're peeling it off, just do it nice and slow because you don't want that design to start popping up. So do it nice and slow and as low as you possibly can, okay? Let's do the last one. Same process. Put the Teflon sheet over it. Woo! 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds. Let's get it off. All right. So now all we have left to do is cure our design, and by that, we're basically just binding it together as much as possible. So this is like a sticker type. So if you by any chance go and wash this right now, this will peel off. So by curing it, we're basically just binding the garment or the fabric with the design as much as possible, and then you can wash it. So 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, out. And the last one. One, 2, 3, and out. And that's it, guys. We're pretty much done with the white toner transfer printer process. All we have to do now is the embroidery, so let's get to it. All right, guys, let's go over the materials we're going to be using for the embroidery part of this project. Our first is going to be our embroidery machine. This is the TC1501. This is a 15 needle machine. And I'm going to be using the smallest standard hoop that comes with this machine, which is the A size hoop. Now, if you don't have this hoop, don't worry about it. You can buy things like a clamp or a robot frame, something of that kind that will do the same thing. But since this just comes with our machine, I'm gonna be using this to show you guys that you're able to do a lot of things with this little one. So another thing we're gonna be using is a metallic thread. This is a gold metallic thread. Now for metallic threads, you can do a couple of things. One, you can lower your tensions, and you can also slow down your machine while it's embroidering because these threads tend to break a lot. In this case, I'm going to be using the regular standard needle, which is a 75 by 11, is what comes with your machine already on. And this should be fine as long as I lower my tensions and I slow down my speed. All right, now let's go ahead and get to hooping. All right, first things first, let's get our cap. And we're gonna be doing the embroidery on the back of the cap, which is this area here. Now, this here, it's actually stretchy. Now, the goal is to get this stretched out and hoop it so that it can stay like this as much as possible, okay? So let's go ahead now, and I'm using the corner of the table because I can put the corner inside of the cap. It's gonna help me stabilize the cap. And then I'm going to get the bottom side of the hoop and bring it in. Okay, so once I have it here, I wanna kind of hold it in place. And now I'm going to get the top of the hoop and place it right on the top. Now here, you're gonna try to get it as straight as possible. You have this line that's in the back of the cap that you can guide yourself. And once you got it, just squeeze down, and there we go. Now, it will take a little bit of practice, but just go ahead, maybe 1 or 2 tries, and I bet you'll get it right. This design is gonna take like around 5 minutes to complete because it's a total of 4,500 stitches. Remember, we're gonna take it slow because we're using metallic threads, so give or take 5 minutes, okay? Let's go ahead and trace. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it a little bit slow at 700 stitches per minute. Okay, so we already traced it, so now all there's left to do is press the start button. Okay guys, it's done. Let's go ahead and take it out. Woo! This is looking nice. You know what? Let's unhoop it. And let's take a close-up view to this. All right guys, before I let you go, let's go over 3 main tips. Tip number 1, don't forget to cure your design after your initial heat press. This is gonna make sure that your design won't peel off. Tip number 2, when you're hooping something that's round with a flat hoop, make sure that you use the corner of the table so it can make it easier on yourself. That's really gonna help you lock in that hoop into place. Tip number 3, when using metallic threads, make sure you slow down your speed and lower your tension. And there you have it, how to personalize a graduation cap with printing and embroidery. If you liked this video and found it helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, make sure you comment your ideas down below. If you want to learn more about the world of embroidery, you can check out our social media platforms like Instagram, where we have over 25,000 followers. And join our Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery, to connect with other embroiderers and get great content along the way. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.